Hello my beautiful people, so I'm going to be doing a quick eye look tutorial using these two palettes today, the Pastel Goth by Kat Von D and the Kathleen Lights Morphe palette. I actually have reviews on both of these, so if you guys want to check those out, I'll have them linked below. And so this is the look I'm going to be doing. It's kind of like a little bit crazy green and gray and then blue on the bottom. So if you guys would be interested into seeing how I achieved this look, just keep on watching. So like I said, I'm going to be using these two palettes. So let's get started. First things first, I'm going to actually go ahead and prime my eye. I'm going to be using the Lorac eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to take a little tiny bit and then just rub it all over my lid just so the shadow sticks to it. And then once I have that done, I'm going to go into this palette right here, and I'm going to take the white shadow called Skull, and I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dip into it and just set my whole eye with it. All the way to the brow and all the way down, just to have like a really nice base. Okay, once that's done, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna actually start with the color that's right next to it, this gray one right here, that's called Dagger. I'm gonna take another like smaller fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into Dagger, the gray one. And then I'm gonna start on the outer corner and kind of just work on the crease and the outer portion of the lid. And then in just like little tiny circular motions, just kind of work that shadow in little by little. And then go all the way, almost like above your crease, just to kind of like exaggerate the crease, because this is going to be kind of our transition color. So once we have that, I'll go ahead and go in with a more of like a flat brush. I'm going to go into the color Gloom, which is this green one right here. And I'm going to just pick some up on the brush and then start working it from the inner corner out. Not going past like half of your eyelid. And these shadows are greatly pigmented. Even though there is a bit of fallout, they are greatly pigmented, and I absolutely love how pigmented they are. And try not to go all the way in the inner corner, because I'm gonna add like a highlight in there later. And I'll go back and I'll be going back and forth between like the gray and just kind of go over it just to kind of give it that darkened effect. Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna go into like a small tapered brush, and I'm gonna go into the same gray Dagger and go on the very bottom of my lower lash line, on the outer half of the bottom lash line, and kind of just blend that in, smudge it out a bit. And if you guys do have fallout, make sure to just wipe that away, because with the darker colors there will be a bit of fallout, so make sure you're either doing your eyes first or you actually like set your under eye, just so the shadow doesn't stick to the bottom. Now that I have the green and the gray, I'm going to go in with another kind of fluffy but tapered brush, and I'm going to go into the Kathleen Lights palette, which I'm actually super surprised at the quality of these shadows, because Morphe isn't one of my favorite like eyeshadow brands, even though a lot of people rave about it. I mean, their shimmers are great, but their mattes are usually okay. And so this palette is actually really nice quality, even in the mattes. So I'm really happy that Kathleen Lights like actually got together with them and put this palette together. So I'm gonna go into this black right here, and just a little amount, and I'm gonna work just the very edge of my eye and then slightly go towards the crease, but not all the way. Just stay on the outer like fourth of the eye. And try to blend that in a little bit, just to darken the gray, because you know the pastel colors are really light. Once I applied the black, I'll go back in with no extra powder, no extra shadow on the brush that I used the gray with, and kind of blend it in a bit. and make sure everything is nicely blended. And kind of also always compare it to the other eye just to see like if they're even. Now that that is done, I'm going to go back into the Kat Von D palette. I'm going to take a little tapered brush and I'm going to go in, it's kind of like a liner brush almost, and go into the shadow Doom and just tap it on the very edge of it and go on the inner half of your lower lash line, almost all the way to the crease, and kind of smudge that in. So once we have the blue, I'm going to go back to the Kathleen Lights palette. I'm going to go into this lightest shade right here, and I'm going to take like a pointed brush. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has like a little point, and I'm going to take that and use it as my highlight shadow, and use it only on the corner of my inner corner of my eye, and kind of blend it in up and down to the green up and to the blue down. And then kind of make sure it's all nicely blended. And then last thing I'm going to do is go into this Kathleen Lights palette and use this green on the same green brush that I used the pastel one, and then just tiny bit, just dab a little bit and just apply it on the very middle of the lid. Just to give that little bit of shimmer. Once you have the green put down, that's it for the shadows. And now I'm just going to go in first with Kat Von D's ink liner. And I'm not going to outline the whole upper lid. I'm just going to do like a little side wing. Because I feel like that just gives the eye like a bigger illusion without actually like drooping the eyelid down. Because when you apply eyeliner right here on the top lid, it kind of droops your eye down. So unless like you're not wearing a lot of dark shadows or colorful shadows, you know, I like to outline the whole thing. But if I'm wearing some vibrant colors or I'm actually, you know, doing a very dark lid, then I want the top to be lighter than usual. And then I'm just going to go in with a regular Essence black liner in a pencil form, and I'm going to go ahead and outline the bottom. And then I'm going to use the mascara Superhero by IT Cosmetics. I really like this mascara. I feel like it gives extreme volume and length without like too much clumping. Okay, and that's it, you guys. That's the finished look. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial using the two palettes. It's a little bit more of like a out of your comfort zone look, and I greatly encourage you guys to do things that, you know, you might usually not do. Just play around with colors because they're just beautiful and gorgeous, and I love these two palettes together in like a really nice smoky green or blue or any other combination. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, SuperLady246, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Mwah!